So just a little bit about me. I am a learning content developer with ASCENT. I develop and maintain all of the Revit guides. Let's look at what we'll be talking about today. So in this webcast, I'm going to use both PowerPoint presentation and pre-recorded videos for demoing purposes. We'll talk about Revit Stairs components and their instance and type properties. We'll review the workflow for creating stairs. And we'll create a single story stair and then convert it into a multi-story stair. And so I'll be demonstrating practices 13A and 13B from our Revit Fundamentals for Architecture 2025 guide. And then at the end of the webcast, we'll open it up for some Q&A. All right, so as with other Revit elements, stairs are smart parametric elements. The stairs are a system family, but also contain component families, which can make the stairs tool feel more complex than other system families. Stairs can be created by assembling stair components or by sketching a custom layout. So to break it down, the runs include the straight runs that can be combined for multiple landing stairs, spiral stairs, L-shape, U-shape, and winder. The landings are typically created automatically and then modified as needed, but they can also be created independently of the assembly. The supports can be created automatically, or you can pick just that component or the edge of the run where you want to maybe change it to a different type. These can be placed on either sides of the stair or down the center of the stairs. So each component of stairs is independent, but also has a relationship to each other. You can select and edit each of the components while you are in the stair edit mode or after the stairs have been created. The Revit software does come with some default templates, and in some of those templates are default stair types that already have some predefined settings. So let's talk about the workflow for creating Revit stairs. So first you want to set up your levels and verify your level heights. And then you want to start the stair command, and from properties you want to select your stair type, and what you see here is the out of box for the Imperial default template is what it's called. Then you define properties by verifying the base level, the top level, and setting the desired number of risers. So this measurement, this actual riser height that you see here, is based on the difference of the selected elevation heights, so level 1 and level 2, and it's divided by the desired number of risers. So if you exceed the maximum riser height that is specified in the family types dialog box here, you'll receive a warning that unfortunately you can click cancel or OK to continue the drawing. Just know that you need to verify you are drawing your stairs to your jurisdiction's code requirements, because Revit will not stop you if you are outside of the required code boundaries. When designing a stair assembly, you can create a custom run or landing component by sketching the desired shape. So to create stairs by sketchline, you start the stair component, or excuse me, the stair command, and then use the Revit draw tools to sketch out the run, boundary lines, and the riser lines. And then you can create a landing. In many cases, a custom stair is shorter and should be set up using a base and top offset of the same level, rather than from level 1 to level 2, just to avoid a lot of warnings and error messages. You can modify an existing stair by converting it to a sketch and then modifying the necessary components. So here you see on the left, I have converted the stairs and I modified the end of the tread there so that it has the kind of circular step there. So now let's flip over to Revit and we'll take a look at this workflow and also draw a custom stair and just review the properties and controls of the stairs. Okay, so in my project, I have tiled the level 1 view and the 3D view so you can see the stairs being created in real time. So let's go to the south elevation here just to take a look at the levels and what they're set to. So here this is the default levels that come in the template. I'm going to leave it at that 10 feet. And we'll go back to plan view where I'm going to draw the stairs. So starting the stair command, I want to take a look at my property options. First, want to select a stair type. And again, these are out of the box stairs that have predefined settings. And I'm going to stick with this one. Do notice that this assembled stair is already telling us that there's a 7-inch max riser. So this one's already letting us know what's up. For the base level, top level, I'm going to leave that as is. And then here's the whole riser situation. So the desired number of riser is 18, which is giving the actual riser height. So just to review what we talked about earlier, if I go into the type properties, here is where I can review the calculation rules for the stairs. So I cannot go over the 7 inches because the maximum riser height is set to 7 inches, and that's where you will get a warning. So excuse me, let me just go back. I'm going to change the desired number of risers to 15. As soon as I drag my cursor out to the drawing area, I'm going to get this warning letting me know that I need to adjust that riser height, because if you can see over in properties, the actual riser height says 8 inches, which is too high. And do note that I can click OK and I can continue to draw. So just make sure you know what you're setting here. So I'm going to start that again because I don't want to have a ton of errors. And I'm going to leave it at 18. I'm going to check my option bar settings and leave them as is for right now. And my first click is going to be the bottom of the stairs. And then the last one is going to be the top. So if you can see down below, it's gray, lightly gray, but it says 18 risers created, 0 remaining. So that means I have drawn my 18 risers so that when I click finish, it's not going to error. Now I'm still in edit mode. As you can see in the ribbon, I have the red X and the green check mark. So I know I'm still in edit mode. Some of the grips that I can modify the stairs are these controls on the side, which I can manually adjust the stair width. Now, the controls that are on the top and bottom of the run, these are going to move the position of the stairs. And then this circular grip, if I click on this, I can edit how many risers. So I pulled that back and now I have 17 risers instead of the 18. Up in the ribbon is the flip tool. So I can flip the stairs in its positions. So it's up position. And then that particular tool is also one that is, now I'll show you here in a sec. See, because I left that riser at 17, I do get a warning, but it's not one that is critical that I would get that warning dialog box. So now that I'm out of edit mode, if I select on the stairs, you'll notice the arrow over here. And notice when I hover over that arrow, in the lower left corner is the status bar. That's telling me what this particular control can do. So it's telling me that this control can flip the stairs up direction. So I can click it and flip it. Now this one, if you look in the lower corner, just says drag. But this one, you can drag the label, so the up label, away from the stairs so it's not sitting on top of it. Which I don't have those turned on at the moment. Over in the 3D view, I want to show you how I can select individual components. So if I hover the stairs and I press the tab key on my keyboard, I can select the individual components. So here I have selected the run. And over in properties, you can see that it's the 2-inch tread, 1-inch nosing, 1/4-inch riser. And I can adjust any of the settings that are not grayed out. So for instance, I can turn off the end with riser. And when I do that and bring my cursor out, notice that in the 3D view, that riser is now gone. And I can adjust, if needed, any base heights or any of those things. I can change the actual run width here, or I can use the grips in edit mode. So now I want to hover the stairs and press tab until I can highlight the supports. And when I select on it, I see the support type, which is the carriage 2-inch width, and I can adjust those settings. So now what I want to do is create a stair with a landing. So I'm going to keep the settings in properties, and my first pick, I'm just going to drag my cursor to the right. And I know this is just kind of difficult to see, but it's telling me that 9 risers are created and 9 risers remain. So I'm going to click to do 9 risers here, move my cursor down to draw the rest of the run. And notice I now have the landing because it's automatically created. Same thing with the stairs previous. I can adjust the width, position, and I can also adjust any of the sides of the landing, especially the landing over the run. From the ribbon, I can also use the flip tool to flip the stairs. as you can see here. Now I'm going to flip them back so that they're the same. And when I click finish and select on the stairs, notice I have that flip stairs direction. All right. So we talked about the stair instant properties and how the riser height is calculated. Now let's see what we can do further with the stairs properties, especially in the type properties dialog box. When you start changing or editing stair type properties, you want to make sure you're not overriding the original stair. You do this by duplicating the existing stair type and giving it a custom name. So I want to take just a second and stress the differences between instance and type properties. So instant property is that one instance of stairs that you have selected in the project. So anything I change here in instant properties will only affect that one instance of stairs that is selected in the project. If I click edit type, I'm going deeper into that particular stair type. What I do in the type properties dialog box will affect all stairs of that type. Now my soapbox, that's done there. So let's look at the different kind of supports that you can create with your stairs in the support section of the type properties dialog box. So for both the right and left side of the stairs, you can specify the support type. And they can be, I can have my right support be the open carriage and my left support be a closed stringer. So it doesn't have to be the same on both sides. So your options are none, which just shows the tread and the riser, stringer, closed, and open carriage. So now let's flip back over to Revit and look at the different types and actually draw some so we can see it in action, and then actually draw some stairs in an actual building. Okay, so I'm back in my project where we just created stairs, and what I want to do, I'm going to adjust these views so that I can copy this stair run. Now, you do not have to copy the stairs. I'm doing it simply to show how you can create a custom stair type, apply it to a stair, and actually see this all happening at once. So let me adjust these views here so we can see that both 3D and the plan view. I'm going to leave that first set of stairs as is, but selecting the second one in edit type properties, I'm going to duplicate it and give it a custom name. And the name, you could have standards for your naming convention. I'm just going to call it what it is. And then I'm going to set the right support and the left support. And now you can see in the 3D view more so that there's the stringers. So I'm going to create another one, duplicate, but this time I'm going to specify that I'm going to turn off or set the right and left to have no supports. And we'll take a look at some other options with this as well. So for left and right, I'm going to set it to none. but I am going to select the checkbox for middle support and leave the other settings as is for the middle support. And once I hit OK, you can see in the 3D view that you can only see the tread and riser, but when I hover over it, you can see that there is a middle support running down it. To take this just one step further, I want to, well, first of all, rename it because there is actually a support. And then I want to modify the actual riser. So I want it, there's a lot of ask for, I don't want the riser to be on these stairs. These need to be designed without runners or risers. So what I have to do inside the families and in this construction area here of the stairs, I need to duplicate that run type, because right now all my stairs are utilizing this 2-inch tread, 1-inch nosing, 1/4-inch riser. If, excuse me, when I select on that to open up its type properties, if I make any changes, any family using the 2-inch tread, 1-inch nosing, 1/4-inch rounder family type, it's all gonna change. So again, I want to duplicate that family, and I'm going to just give it a generic name that nobody's going to mistake for a different set or a type. I'm just going to put no risers. Now, in the type properties, I'm going to leave tread alone. We do want a tread, but I am going to turn off riser. So when I click OK, and OK again, now you see that the riser is no longer there. So now, if I go back in, I can adjust the support number. So let's say I want 2. Once I click OK, those 2 supports will be across that tread, so an even distribution. So now I'm going to open up my project where this is the hotel that's used in the Revit Fundamentals book for the practices. I'm going to open up this floor plan 1 that just shows the stair west and a 3D view. I'm going to tile these so that you can see the stairs being created in real time. In the floor plan view, I want to bring in the architect's DWG of the stairs. And I'm going to show you that the floor is actually hiding that DWG. So I'm just going to hide it in this view for right now. This hiding the floor in this view is not going to affect any other first floor plan. It's just going to affect this one. So now if I select on the file, you can see that it's pinned so it won't move, and that in properties, that's a DWG. Now with this in place, I want to go to the architecture tab and start the stair command. I know that I'm going to start from the left and draw these over. So I want to set my location line to run left. That means that the stairs on my cursor is going to be drawing that stair from the left side. I am not going to set the offset, and I'm going to guesstimate that the stair width is 3.5. Now I need to set the type and then verify my base and top and riser number. I'm going to leave that alone and then start drawing my stairs based on that DWG. And I'm going to come short, so I've only done 30 risers because I want you to see what happens when you don't create all of them. I'm going to use the grips to widen the stairs. I was a tad off on the stair width. And notice this warning message letting me know that the landing depth is less than the run width. And it's at this point I would contact the architect and ask for the precise measurements so that I could draw them correctly. So from here, as you can see in the 3D view, I should probably rotate that a little bit better. If I select on the stairs, I'm going to actually turn off the railing because I don't want to muddy up the stairs with the railing. And here's the warning that I was talking about that I wanted you to see because I didn't do the 31 risers. It's just telling me that it's not going to reach the top height. So selecting the stairs and clicking edit stairs, I can now drag that out to be 31. And now I won't get a warning. So let me rotate this now so you can see that the stairs go from floor 1 up to floor 2. I'm going to close this view and I'm going to open the first floor. Now with this, I want to create just a custom couple steps up to this entry area right here. And in order to do that, I want to utilize the roof. So there is a roof or awning above the entrance. I want to use that as a template for this custom stairs. So to do this in properties, I'm going to set the underlay to floor 1 and the top is set to floor 2. So now you can see the roof. I'm going to do a 3D view here and show you what I'm talking about. This is that roof over the entry here. If I zoom in here, I'm going to need to clean this up a little. There's a little bit too much going on, so I'm going to hide the grids and section markers. And using the roof as my template, I'm going to create my custom stairs. So in the stair command, I want to make sure all my settings are correct. I don't want to use the stairs that I just used on the inside, so I'm going to switch it to the cast in place stairs. And then I want to set that base level, or excuse me, base offset. And I want the top level not to go all the way up to the second level. I need it to be at floor 1. And then I'm going to leave the desired number of risers at 2. So again, making sure I have no railings, and then starting by selecting run and then sketch. And because I have a template of sorts of where I want these stairs, I'm going to utilize the pick line for the boundaries. So the boundaries are on the opposite sides of the run. And this step is going to be like an L shaped. So it's going to have steps on the front of the building and the side of the building. Next, I'm going to add the risers, again with the pick line, and I'm going to select the edges of that roof as my guide. I'm not drawing anything on the roof or that roof. I'm just simply using it as a template. Now I'm going to create my second step or my run, and not my run, excuse me, my riser. by offsetting it. Now I'm going to trim the boundary so that it meets up with that bottom riser line. And once I click finish, you can see that it has created that step. But notice that it has 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. So it's going in the wrong direction. So all I need to do is use the flip tool. So now it's going in the correct direction. So step 1 and step 2. So now that I have my run complete, I'm going to draw a landing. Same way, I'm going to use the pick line and select the boundary lines and the building as my boundary lines. And then I'm going to use the trim because the lines need to be a closed loop. Now that I've clicked finish, it's just showing me that this is the area. I'm still in edit mode, so I could still edit it if I needed to, but I'm just gonna go ahead and click done, and I'll show you in 3D view what the stairs look like. So there is my custom front steps using the roof as the template. So now I want to go back to the floor plan 1, and I want to create a multi-story stairs from the stairs we drew earlier. So in order to do this, I could do this here, but I'm going to go into a building section because I want you to see that, and I want to be able to select the levels, that this happening in real time. And what I'll do is open up that 3D view of the west stairs, and I'll just leave it like this and tile the 2 views side by side so you can see what's happening. I also want to be able to access and select those levels. So with my views ready, I'm going to select the stairs, and from the ribbon, I'm going to click select levels. These are the levels that I want the stairs to go up to. So I need to select all of them. I need to make sure that connect level from the ribbon is selected. And then I'm just going to draw a selection window around the floors or the levels that I want. When I click finish, it's going to populate those stairs. And those stairs are now all connected. Next, I want to show how to add a level. So I want to add stairs going down to the basement. I'm going to click the connect, disconnect level, make sure connect level is selected, and then I'm going to come down and select the basement level. When I click finish, it populates the stairs down to the basement and adjusts for the height. And that concludes this webcast on stairs. To recap, we talked about what makes up a stair and looked at both instance and type properties. We talked about the workflow on how to create stairs and created different stair types. And I demonstrated on how to create the single story stair, then modify it to become the multi-story stair, as well as the custom stair that was out in front of the building. So I thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this webcast, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.